Hello, happy Lunar New Year today, February 1st. I'm Ben Hearn, and once again, I'm going to be doing a market watch for all of Bryn Mawr, broken down into three different school districts, LM, Radnor, and Haverford Township. So in the email, there's actually going to be the black button that says like, click here for, Bryn Mawr LMSD, etc. If you click that, then you will be taken to the market watch collection that you'll see me doing in the video. So then you can like look through all the pictures because there's a lot of homes to go through. So I'm not going to go into detail about like the active homes or the pending homes too much. So if you are interested in them, just click that black button, then you can access those homes, click all the pictures, the property history, etc. Before we get to the homes, I did want to mention that in case you haven't seen, mortgage rates have climbed a lot. They're now at 3.75% for conventional 30-year mortgage. Experts were predicting that's what it would be at the end of the year, and it was like that in mid-January. So it's still under 4%. It is still historically low. It's not going to affect buying power too much, especially in our area. But if it gets a little higher to like 4.5%, 5%, that will depress the amount of purchasing power that buyers have. So it might put a ceiling on where, the purchase price and value of homes. We're not there yet, but we could be there by the end of the year. I'm going to touch more about that at the end of the video. Right now, I'm just going to start sharing my screen and we'll get to the homes. We'll start with Bryn Mawr LMSD. Coming soon home, 106 Airedale. That will be active, I think, at the end of the week. And, that's right there by the movie theater. The train station, sorry. And right next to that park as well. Kerwin Road, that's also active for just under 2. Roberts Road, 115. Williamson for 28, and Oak Spring Road for 23. So got some, nice homes going on. Now we're at the pending homes. Condo right there for 289. 14 GAC homes pending for 225. And again, just because it's pending for that price does not mean that it'll actually close at that price. You don't know the closed price until it actually closes. Morris is pending, and same thing with Montgomery Ave. There's a bunch more pending. Then now we have closed homes. So 1264 Round Hill, that closed for 915, and that was 13% below asking. So that's a good amount below asking. It was listed at, let's see. Originally, it was listed right over 1, and then it went for 915. So 433 Ithan Drive was just over 1, and that went above asking. 5 days on market. Typically, if it's sits on the market less than a week, you would assume that it went over asking. 914 Potts, similarly just over $1 million, and that was 10% above asking. That was a nice home, and it sits on a half acre lot. So if you got a big property, that helps. We see the property history here. It was listed at 925. And so they just went straight pending instead of doing like active on contract, pending, closed. It's just realtor's preference. It doesn't really matter. And a few more here. Sargent was 269. 194 Fishers Road, that was another gorgeous home, 1257. This kind of went for 590. Harridan Road, so that one actually was well below asking. That doesn't happen too often. But yeah, for whatever reason, it just, it was listed, I guess, at 1.1, and then sold for 8. And then one more condo for 180. All right, now that was all for Lower Merion. For Haverford, there aren't any active homes that were active at the start of the month or had like a price drop or whatever. There's a couple pending ones. 807 Penn Street for 389. Park Ridge 365. Twin and Martin Ave for 345. This one on Darby Road is pretty cool. That closed actually. I'm not sure if I went through this on one of the earlier months, but it was sitting on the market for ages, and it's kind of a unique home. So the more unique, the less total buyers. But yeah, it definitely has a unique vibe to it. Anyway, so that closed. after sitting on the market for 200 days. And then 925 Coopertown Road closed for 80. That was 13% below asking. That was on there for 2 weeks. And that was it for Haverford Township School District, part of Bryn Mawr, for the month of January. Winter months are always just dead in our area, especially now that it's like the amount of homes are historically like the least there's ever been. All right, so Radnor School District, this home, Rodney Road, that's a campus listing that just became active. Gorgeous, gorgeous interior, 4 beds, 4 baths. It says 2,975 square feet. That's total square feet. The above ground square feet on that is 2,500, and it's on a 0.14 acre lot. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see where the market's at if it supports a price like that in that area. Condo right there, 185. This one I got for 475. Dartmouth for 950. Now we're getting a couple under contracts here. One on Miller. This one for over 2. Fairfax, and now we have the pending ones. Another one on Garrett, that one for 4. This one on Sproul Road for 6. And 105 Fairfax, 650. This one finally closed for 265. This had 26% below asking. That was on the market for 571 days. That was a very interesting one. But it closed, so congrats. They finally got that. I'm sure that was stressful. Good for them. 609 Portledge, that one closed for 4.8 mil and 8 beds, 9.5 baths, 17,000 square feet. That's a big old home. And we'll see if there's any more info about it. So, yeah, there's not really any pictures, and it was 4% below asking. Anyway, going on, 804 Northlands closed for 800 on the nose. That was 22% below asking. That was on the market for 66 days. So again, some of these homes have been well below asking. A couple have been above this one, above asking. Slightly, that was on the market 4 days. So it's great when you have something, you know, the higher the price point, the longer they sit. But if you're able to get it to close within a week, that's a fantastic job. 22 Park, it's 380. Let's see, here's another condo, 255, another one, 139. Harbor Lane right here was 850. It was slightly above asking, and that's interesting. It was on the market total for 136, and they were still able to get what they wanted. So even it's sometimes in this market, if a home sits on the market, but the right buyer comes along at the right time, and they just want that house, no ends, ifs, or buts, they might give the seller what they're looking for. 4 Braxton sold for 605, and that was 3% above asking. It was on the market 6 days. And taking a look at some of the pictures, you know, it's got a nice looking interior. And decent lot size at 1.18. Browning was for 950, and that's 8% above asking. That was on the market for a day. Some of that still happens where you have to get in there immediately and see it. So that was a good one. Another condo there, and that was it. So as you can see, you know, some of the homes still go for under asking. That's why when you price a home, you don't want to like shoot above market value, especially in this market. If you price it accurately, you get enough buyers that are interested in the home. One of them might fall in love with it, and they might like send in a crazy offer, like well above asking, or they'll waive inspections or contingencies. But if you try to like, you know, get the tippy top amount of what you can, you risk the market cooling off on it, and then you having to do a price drop. Home sits for a little bit. And then with the mortgage rates, I did want to talk about how right now, like I was saying, 3.75% is still quite historically low. So buyers, it's not affecting their purchasing power too much. But if it does get to 4.5%, which it may by the end of this year, or even closer to 5%, all of a sudden there's a ceiling on what buyers can pay for. So if you have been thinking of selling for, in the next 1 to 3 years, it might make sense to reevaluate your timeline if possible. If you're planning on moving to Florida or getting a condo, downsizing, living in an apartment or retirement community. Right now, you can still sell your home for like as much as ever. And 2 to 3 years from now, you might not be able to. So I'd invite you to at least have a conversation about that. I'd love to have a no obligation convo just to kind of, flesh out all the options that you have and what that would entail. My contact info is at the bottom of this email. If, seriously, if you're considering like, hey, maybe we should sell or not, I'll just have a conversation with you. That's fine. That's all I got. Have a great month. Hopefully it gets warmer pretty soon. All right, bye.